Welcome to Suspended in Thought, a community of ideas. This is an idea that's been brewing in my mind for a while now, and it's only taking form now. To give you a bit of context, all my life I've struggled with fitting in a box, and I feel like I've always existed somewhere in between. My life steeped in contradictions. To just give you an idea, I was a nerdy kid who loved sports and was athletic as well. As an introvert, but a drama kid and acting, being on stage. I'm someone who's drawn to logic and critical thinking, and I'm also fascinated by the mystical. And this all extends even to my lived experience of being an immigrant, where I live in between two homes, living here in Australia and back home in Pakistan, and I don't belong to any fully either. And over time, I've realized that this in-betweenness is freeing and confusing. Because it's meant I don't fit in any defined space and have normally had to create those spaces for myself where the whole of me can come. And that's made it harder for me to express my thoughts fully because my thought has never followed a particular discipline, one lens, or one way of looking at things. It's always, my way of thinking has always been a composition and a juxtaposition of all my varied experiences and my multitudes of selves that have existed over the years. And of nothing, one thing in particular either. So that's stopped me sometimes because there's no mastery in one. And I've come to realize something about myself, that all my growth is relational. It's through dialogue, it's through conversation that I'm able to reflect on myself, that I'm able to understand myself more and refine myself accordingly then. And it's through that same connection that I've always hoped that we're able to understand ourselves better and see more of each other in one another. And that's really where this comes from. I'm someone who's always loved deep conversation. Anyone who knows me, and there's a few of you that do over here, I love conversations that in which something shifts, where either the way I see the world, the way I see myself, or the way I see you, and equally goes the other way, where that shifts or changes or enhances or adds to it. And I'm someone who loves ideas, who loves words. I feel like I think there's innate beauty in them, and they uplift me in a way very few things in life do. So, and I'm in a phase in my life where I'm in between jobs. So I've been reading a lot and cultivating and enriching my mind. And I don't want to do this passively because my growth and my enrichment doesn't happen that way. And I'm hoping there's more of you out there that it holds true for as well. So instead of just reading and thinking and experiencing all of these things in solitude, I wanted to create a space for them. This is not a formal space. This is not an academic space. This is just a space for processing, for thinking, for reflecting, for questioning, and for having a shared experience. So, how this will work? Each episode, I will explore one idea, something I may have read, something I may have heard, something I may have experienced. That's just made me pause. That's made me think a little deeper, or that's just like stuck with me or nagging at me even. And instead of coming to any conclusions, so spoiler alert, if you're here for any conclusions or any answers, this is the wrong space. I am not that person. This is not that space. We are just going to sit in it. I just want to sit with the idea. This is an inquiry into the idea, and then hence a reflection of the thinking process and hopefully just thought itself. I just want to unpack it. I want to play with it, and I want to open it up for further conversation. A couple of house rules. This is not an academic space, like I've said already, but the reason I'm really honing that in is because I have a couple of my academic friends in there, and also because that means it's not going to follow any rigid structure or framework or line of argument or discipline. Because, like I mentioned earlier, I've studied many things. My thinking may involve ideas from all over, and it's just about how I'm bringing them together. So it's definitely not a conventional way of academic thinking. It's simply an invitation to be curious and to think and not to be right. Secondly, this is a place for difference. This is a place where multiple perspectives can hold, and difference is allowed. And not only allowed, it is encouraged, and it is almost necessary, because contradictions is what will give this a fuller picture. And I'm someone who deeply resonates with paradoxes. And I feel like thinking and critical thinking in particular means holding ideas without being able to accept or reject them immediately. So just entertain them. And finally and lastly, this is a work in progress. That means twofold things. Firstly, this is new, this will grow, this will get better, this will evolve. And hopefully in that process, as the format of this evolves, so do we, because the actual idea is for us to grow and us to evolve through it. One, that. Second, thought is not linear, and this somewhere I want it to have the texture of just thinking, which is sometimes just messy. And just be kind to the space, be kind to yourselves, and be kind to me. So, at its core, this is a thinking space, a place for ideas to be explored, a place for ideas to be shared and reflected on together. So if you're someone who finds yourself deep in thought, who enjoys sitting with ideas, playing with them, unpacking them, looking at them from multiple perspectives, and someone who calls themselves a devil's advocate or just relishes in concepts, then this is for you. Please comment, engage with the conversation. That's how a community is forged, so that we can continue this conversation. This is Suspended in Thought, my version of a space in between. Let's explore ideas together, and let's create our community.